Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we turn to talking about CBS News. They recently released a video that's very biased and troubling and kind of weird too. It's about this whole chaos that's been going on in our country lately. We all know there's been lots of demonstrations, lots of riots and things going wrong in the streets, a lot of angry people out there, and basically what today's story is CBS News is, of course, on the side with these rioters and leftists, and they want to think everyone's racist and stuff too. So what they did was post this video where they're basically saying the minorities have not got enough attention. They're saying this is still not enough. We need to all focus on them. 100% of our lives need to be focused on bringing black people up and ending racism. This racism they're not really proving or showing us examples for. Like it's assumed that everyone's racist and everything is racist that involves two races. So that's where we're at today. CBS has a terrible video about it. It comes from this tweet. It says, with cities across America burning and black communities in pain, many white people have continued posting selfies and pictures of food on social media as if nothing is wrong. And this is not going unnoticed. So right out the gate, selfish. That's what I would say first of all. I mean, think about it. These guys have had all the attention. Every single person has kowtowed to them. All the major corporations, everyone has been on their side for over a week now. And I know they think everything's been racist for many years, so they don't think it's enough, but really it's not as bad as they think. There's not as much racism as they claim. They're certainly not proving a lot of racism. And in addition, it's like people have lives, dude. Like, why do we have to focus on this so much? Like, we're already getting all the celebrities behind it, corporations, Star Wars, Disney, video game companies, Nintendo, Sony, Call of Duty even like went offline for a while as a part of the protest. Everyone has gotten in on this. Like every single person has got in on it. Even the conservatives are like, yes, we agree. Black Lives Matter. We don't want racism. We don't want brutality. We're agreeing with all of this stuff. But first, let's take a quick moment to check out our sponsor. With all the lawlessness we've seen recently with businesses and churches being looted and robbed and burned, it may be a good idea for current or future weapon owners to obtain a legal concealed carry permit. At this rate, there's very little our slow-moving lawmakers and brave law enforcement agencies can do to keep up and keep us all safe. So you might be asking yourself, what can we do about it? Well, for starters, there are companies that offer concealed carry certification courses just like this one, and it's the fastest and easiest way to get a concealed carry permit, and you could do it right now in just a few minutes. It's quick, easy, and very affordable too, so make sure you check out that exclusive link below, and thanks for your time. Now, back to the show. Great, and remember, these deep discounts at concealed carry are only offered to the NoBS audience. Here, what I'm getting at is, it's never going to be enough. If you see a statement like this and you see what's happened in the world lately, like it's never enough because they literally want white people focused on black people and minorities all the time. Like we can't even work our own jobs. We can't even think about our own families, like we can't even worry about our own kids. They want us worrying about someone else's kids. And it's just really weird and messed up and like self-centered. I don't think they realize that they're starting to lose the sympathy too. Like there's a point where, yeah, if you had bad things happen to you, people might be worried about it and hear you out for a little while. But if you keep going and push it too far and, overreact and become racist against white people now you're worse than the people you claim that went after you. So you got to remember that. You can't just have this revenge of yours. I know a lot of them say this is about equality, but it's starting to seem like it's more about revenge and about your anger and you lashing out at people you don't like. And it just goes to show, it's like you guys have a lot of anger for white people. You have a lot of things against us. So why is it so bad that there's a few people that might have been racist against you? It's like they can do it, but we can't do it. It doesn't make sense. It's not fair, and it's getting a little bit much. So this video has more details. It gets pretty good. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Morning, a friend of mine, posted something without posting anything about hashtag Black Lives Matter. It's incredibly hurtful. It's incredibly hurtful, particularly to people that I considered friends.
While I would otherwise love to read your favorite banana bread recipe, it is necessary for me to have people, especially influencers, especially celebrities, to acknowledge that pain.
Okay, so we've already got two examples. this is another thing. They did this to companies too. Like they made companies speak out. They like shamed them into it. And now they're shaming like other influencers. I guess you mentioned other people. They're just saying everyone has to say BLM. Like everyone has to. You can't talk about anything else. It's all about them. This is the mindset of a child, really. I mean, this is how kids think. They don't realize there's other people in the world. But this is what we're getting. We're getting it from two adults right here in this video. Apparently, there's some kind of influencer, or like the guy was said he was a Broadway actor. This chick is an attorney. Okay. So an actor and an attorney are saying everyone has to mention it, like no exceptions, no, it doesn't, it's just so self-centered. It's so sad too. It's like they need that validation. They need this kind of attention from the world. Like it's never enough either. That's how we know this is messed up, because like we said, this has been going on for over a week. It's nonstop. Everything's BLM. Everyone's supporting the minorities, even this show. Like we're all on board, but it's not enough. We can't move on. We can't talk about the election or some food that we want. We can't go to a movie. Like everyone has to be sad and terrible and awful like these guys, at least according to them.
In a fire, you're in pain, and you have someone who's sitting 3 feet away who's not on fire, who's refusing to acknowledge your pain, and is twirling around with banana bread. It's the same thing.
So you're saying black people are on fire and white people that are eating banana bread are wrong because we're not going to go talk about them being on fire every day? Not sure about this analogy. It seems a little off to me. I'm not sure that every black person would consider themselves on fire. Like, I know a lot of them want to play the victim, and a lot of them are getting in on this BLM stuff, but a lot of them aren't too. There's a lot of black conservatives as well. There's a lot of them that are doing well. They're strong. They're happy. There's dentists that are black, lots of celebrities. All these people in the video don't seem to be doing too bad. I mean, that chick was an attorney. That's a respectable job. The other guy's a Broadway actor. I'm sure he's making good money there. So yeah, there's not everyone's on fire, and it's not like, oh, white people are just disrespectfully like enjoying their day. It's like, dude, it's your problem. If you have a problem, like, we'll hear you out, but we also have lives. We want to make banana bread. I want some banana bread now.
Something extremely personal happens to you, I wouldn't be able to post about Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and then in the midst of that, I'm posting about things that are lighthearted and happy and completely unrelated.
White silence is incredibly powerful. It's not neutral. It acts like a weapon.
It's not neutral. It acts like a weapon. So she is the executive director at the Center for Social Justice at UC Berkeley. Whoa, that explains a lot. Explains a lot about that uptalk, about that Valley Girl accent, and the feminist glasses, and the idea that there's white silence. Like, white people have to fix black people's problems. That's the way they're thinking. And I'm not necessarily 100% against that. Like, we'll help out. Like, we're not like against black people, but everyone has their own families and their own groups, and people do their own things. Like, there's nothing wrong with this city having a nice day just because Minneapolis is having a bad day and they had that bad event. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's just you guys are upset and jealous, and you have a lot of anger in your hearts, and you have a lot of negative thoughts in your head too. I mean, they just want to focus on these cases all the time. Like, that last person was listing off a number of names and like all these cases that black people and the liberals, they put up on the news and talk about. It's just like, for me, that's just terrible news to me. Like, I don't want to always talk about this person dying, this person committing a crime, this person getting arrested. Like, everything about that is so wrong to me. Like, why do you ever hear white people talking about cases like that? Like, oh, there's this case. What about this case was offensive? Like, they're just so focused on crime and cops and violence, and like people, they're defending these criminals. Like, all these people that are getting arrested almost always do a bad crime, like, that gets them there. Like, there's always resisting arrest and stuff involved, and they're just obsessed with defending that. It's just really weird to me, and it just shows how negative they are, and they want everyone else to be negative too. That's what this video is saying. It's saying, hey, you can't have a nice day. You can't post a picture of your food on Instagram. You got to be terrible and have a bad day like me. You got to be negative and call everyone racist all the time. And it's just not the way the world works. Like, if we did this to another group, like, how do you think that would look? Like, if white people were like, hey, black people, you're not actually talking about our problems as much. You know, I there's this issue I really want to talk about, and you guys aren't talking about it. Like, no one does that. Only this instance would it be considered reasonable, and it's really not. It's really ridiculous.
It's not even silent. Like, it speaks volumes, right? And the people of color who are around a silent white person, they hear the silence and they feel what it means.
Whenever I see someone who's not a person of color on social media who is not posting anything at all, it reads as either tone deaf or worse, being complicit.
So if you're not a person of color, what does that make you? You know, she's talking about and calling out not people of color. That's basically just her way of saying white people. It's not, she doesn't want to say white people and sound more offensive, but she's saying white people, if you don't talk out and kowtow and kiss our butts, you are complicit and you are the racist too. That's what she just said. And that is what's messed up here, and why I can't stand this kind of thinking. And this video is just really offensive, and it's just like anti-white now. You know, I mean, they've overcorrected. Now they think they're entitled enough, and they think they've faced all these harsh racisms and stuff. And so they're just lashing out and attacking white people. It's really messed up. And it's like, most of the people they're attacking did nothing to them. Like, none of us, I don't even know who these people are, you know, and they're going and they're like, oh, you have to post BLM on your social media or you're a racist and we're going to come after you and take your job away. You know, they're going to go further. They're going to rob your house. You know, they're going to dox you and get your address. And it's just really showing their anti-white racism. Like she says, not people of color. So first of all, people of color is a weird phrase because white is a color. White people have color to them too. Like, there's different shades of white. Some people are more tan. Some people are really pale. You know, white people have a lot of color to them. Their eyes, our eyes can be blue or green or lots of other colors. Hair, red hair, there's blonde hair. There's a lot of color to white people. So the fact that they try to do that is just a way of othering us because they feel othered in this kind of majority country. They're upset about being a minority in a majority white country. That's what a lot of this comes down to, is them being uncomfortable. They are not comfortable and they're upset. And, you know, that's clear. We know it. And I feel bad. Like, I want you to do better. I want you to be comfortable and have a better life and be happy. But when you lash out too much and you keep coming after us and like attacking white people, saying that we're complicit or something, saying that we did something we didn't, I mean, that's where we just start to lose the sympathy. And I mean, just because we're going on about our day, like, people could just keep to themselves. Some people don't want to be political. You know, if you don't want to say something, you don't have to. That's the point. That's the greater point of this whole thing. And that's what they're trying to push, is like, oh, everyone has to say something or you're racist. No. People can stay out. People cannot go on social media. People can post about whatever they want. You guys can post what you want. We can post what we want. Let's all end this whole thing. Like, let's get together on something.
I'm watching who speaks out. And I'm not saying that you have to speak out and have this, you know, this whole spiel of Black Lives Matter. I'm not even necessarily saying I need you to post, but at the bare minimum, a friend would reach out to another friend. How are you doing during this time? I'll admit that I've been silent. I'll admit that I've ignored some of the issues that you face as a Black person.
Okay, so she's trying to kind of make it sound better, like, oh, you don't have to post, but she wants you to go and talk to Black people and like comfort them. She wants us to comfort Black people that we know or minorities. Like, it's just really weird. Like, why are they so focused on us? You know, why are you so obsessed with me? That's what I want to know. Why do you care so much? Like, that's the thing that I say a lot of whenever these things come up. People try to get me with got you questions about this minority or this racial group or this religion. And most of the time I'll just say, like, I don't think about it. You know, I don't think about this. Like, I don't think about that. Like, it's not something I even care about. Like, if someone questions you and says, what do you think about this group? You know, what do you think about this? And I'll be like, I really don't think about it. Like, you know, I talk about things that I enjoy, and I look at things in the news and I talk about bad things that need to be corrected. I correct BS a lot, and that's the part of the job here. But yeah, I'm not always focused like, oh, what saved these people? Like, oh, what about this? It's like, dude, I have my own people and family to worry about. And in turn, that's what these people would do. Like, they don't care about us. Do you think they would ever listen or hear out if I said, oh, well, white people have some problems. You want to hear me out? They would laugh. They would not care at all. They think they have a monopoly on problems and issues and life lessons and stuff. You know, they just don't understand because they've been brainwashed. They're getting entitled now because everyone's propping them up, and they're not. It's never enough for them too. That's the main point for today too. For people like this, it's really never enough. I mean, they've had all the attention for a week now. They've had this stuff kind of come up for them over and over again. The media's on their side. Everyone's backing them up, but it's not enough. Every single person, like literally every person, has to post, or they have to go and hug a black person and just kiss their feet. That's happened in some videos too. Like, they want their feet kissed. Like, they want this reverse racism to happen and overcorrection. And it's because I think a lot of them have a lot of hate and they want revenge for something that really didn't happen to them. That about wraps things up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll be reading, I'll be watching. And also hit that like button to help support this video, get us shared, and get the word out there. Until next time, you guys have a great day.